So there's to be no appeal against the court judgment on the gender reform bill. Your colleague at Westminster, Joanna Cherry, says all that remains now is for a long overdue apology from MSPs from all parties who rubbished the legitimate concerns of lifelong feminists. Given that you were the minister who took this through Parliament, do you need to apologise to her and others?
Well, I don't believe so. I think I listened to all of the arguments through taking forward the gender recognition reform bill. It was clearly a polarising debate. Fundamentally, at the heart of it was trying to make the lives of trans people just that bit better. But we are where we are, and what we're determined to do is to look at the other areas of life, the healthcare system, for example. That's the number one ask from the trans community, to make that better for them, and those are the areas that we will focus on.
But I think if you don't need to apologise, does Nicola Sturgeon need to apologise? In January, of course, she accused gender reform opponents of using women's rights as a cloak of acceptability for transphobia.
Well, I have never said that any of the concerns raised are not are not truly held, and I met with a number of women's organisations and heard their concerns.
Do you think that the First Minister was wrong to say that then?
Well, what I set out, though, is that during the course of the bill, I don't think there was any evidence to show that trying to make the lives of trans people that bit better, in a way that many other countries across the world have done, was going to impact on women and girls. We know that the safety issues for women and girls come from predatory men and their behaviour. That is the risk that we see, the domestic violence figures, particularly at this time of year where we see women in their own home not being safe. And I would pay tribute to the organisations like Women's Aid and others who support women at this time of year, which is a horrendous figure to see for all of us. So going forward, I want to try and support the trans community to try to reduce some of the toxicity that we've seen that has made their lives even more difficult. And I think by looking and focusing on things like transgender healthcare and other areas that we can do that. But at the heart of this, Gary, is of course a UK government that is using a Section 35 order and a pattern of behaviour that is determined to interfere in the democratic mandate and democratic decisions.
Well, doing it perfectly legally, as the courts, of course, have decided. Shona Robison, we must leave things there, but thank you very much indeed for your time this morning, the Deputy First Minister and Finance Secretary.